Welcome to the internet. It's time for Kieran Powell's Keep Laughing Show.
Happy Friday! Welcome to the world of Easter weekend. I don't know, is it Easter yet? Does that count? It's Good Friday. Happy Good Friday. Thanks for coming. How are you all doing? Those of you that have come back, nice to see you again. Those of you that are new here, welcome to my silly show that I do every single weekday night. My show, Kieran Powell's Keep Laughing Show. Yes, I've even got it on a TV screen and on cue cards because no expense spared here in my home studio. Spare room. It's a spare room. It's not a studio. But thanks for coming. We have a very exciting show coming up tonight. I am so excited about having a guest on very shortly. But before we do that, we have a couple of things we need to deal with because it is Friday and I did set you all a bunch of challenges this week, and the challenges were, of course, who's got the biggest potatoes? And, of course, can an adult do the hand thing? We're going to get to that in a second, but first, how do we start every show? We start it with a terrible dad joke. Let's have a terrible dad joke. This is... Okay, I am so excited about this dad joke. It's so terrible that it's absolutely amazing. It's a little bit long, but I promise you, stick with it. It's going to be worth it, all right? Strap in, boys and girls. It's very sad. A woman's husband tragically passed away. She was at his funeral, and a stranger leans over to her and says, "Do you mind if I say a word?" "No, go right ahead," the woman replies. The man stands, clears his throat and says, "Plethora," then sits back down. "Thanks," the woman says. "That means a lot." Do you get it? That means a lot because the word was plethora. That's a... Yeah, good sound effect, applause, yeah. I thought it was a good joke. All right, fine. I don't care if you don't like it. As I said, we've got a very exciting guest coming up in a moment. I'm very excited about this. But like I said, first of all, we've got to announce a few of you winning a few things. So first of all, we've got to find out... Can an adult do the hand thing? Yes, can indeed an adult do the hand thing? That's what I want to know. I have some hilarious videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, earlier on in the week, I set you all a challenge. So these kids do these things, right? The thing on Instagram, we do that thing, right? I can't do it. Most adults can't do it. But I wanted to see adults attempt it because that's really funny and that's the sort of level that I'm going for here. So I've got a few of you. In fact, I've had a lot of you, but I've got the top 3 people doing the hand thing, all right? You ready for this? First of all, we have Taylor from Australia.
Da, 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 da. When I popped off, then you go gave me just a little bit of la chop, baby.
Now, hang on. Taylor, the whole point of this is we're adults. We're meant to be rubbish at this. Why are you good at it? That's not how this works. But well done, Taylor. Thanks for sending that in. You came third. Number 2 is actually my girlfriend, Amy, because she wanted me to tell you that she sent me this before I set this challenge. That's not true. She did it as soon as I set the challenge, but she doesn't want to admit that, and she's probably going to run upstairs and shout at me going, "No!" any second now. But she sent this, and it's just hilarious. Just look at the commitment on her face and how much she really wants to get it right, all right? And then how disappointed she is when she doesn't. Are you ready?
Da, 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 da.
Right, she's ready.
When I popped off, then you
Amy. Why are you even still trying? So yeah, even though it's a bit unfair because she's my girlfriend, she did come in second. But coming in first, this made me laugh so much when I was sent this. I was sent this by Mark Hobbs. It's his dad, who is 52 years old. And Mark said he had to explain to him about 20 times what to do. Enjoy this. This is great. This is just great. He doesn't have a clue. Watch it.
Da, 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 da. When I popped off, then you gave me just a little bit of chop, baby, so cold, he from the north.
Oh, it's so great. Thank you for all of that. That was... Can an adult do the hand thing? Yes, now let's quickly find out who has got the biggest potatoes. Who's got the biggest potato? Yes.
Oh my.
This is what my favourite thing we're doing. I just love this. It's so stupid. It's so silly. Right. I know this is a bit self-indulgent, but I wanted to show this because I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm doing a few deliveries for people that can't leave the house, right? It's fun to do, it's lovely, and it's helping people out. I'm not telling you that to make you feel like I'm being a good person. I just need to tell you this because the first week I did that, they had this sack of potatoes. They were huge. They were literally like this big. I showed you in the first week of the show. And then this was the biggest one that they had this week. So I thought because it just upset me that was it. But then we also have a photo from John. Yes, thank you, John. Look at this. John came in with a very fair size of a potato. Well done, John. That is a very good potato you've got there. Cassandra also sent in a big potato. Yes, that is such a big potato. I think it's also quite an old potato because it looks like it's grown a tree out of it as well. So thank you for that, Cassandra. We also have Amanda with a pair of big potatoes. Thank you for that, Amanda. They're very big potatoes. And the winner of who's got the biggest potato. And this winner, you're going to win a Dave the Dinosaur keyring that I'm going to send you as soon as you send me your address. And if you're not watching it, don't send me your address. You're not getting one. Your fault. The winner is Andrew with his giant potato. Look at that. It's nearly the size of his head, and his head even looks like a potato. Thanks for that, Andrew. That was... Who's got the biggest potato? Oh, I love that. Now, I told you we were going to get through all those things very, very quickly because I want to rush on to the most exciting thing we have happening tonight or this week or since I've started this show. I'm so excited about having this wonderful, wonderful human being on the show. I wrote down a lovely intro. She is fresh from starring in Funny Girl in Paris after a hugely successful UK tour last year and countless appearances on TV shows all over the world. She also has a very cute dog that is in the room with her. It's the incredible Christina Bianco! Oh, hang on, you're not coming in. We can hear you, but we can't see you. I don't know what's happened.
I was cheering crowds.
Well, it's...
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you right now. No one can see you because... I mean, it's only fair. The technology always seems to go wrong on this show. So it was going to happen, wasn't it? Hang on, I'm just going to see if I can...
Sure.
Fix it. I can't. It's not work. Hang on. Well, Christina's here, everyone. I can see her.
Hi,
You can't.
everybody. You can hear me. Should I call in another way?
Hang on. I'm going to call you back. Hang on 1 second. Don't.
Excellent. I'll be prepared.
Okay. Oh, Kieran. Sort it out. Right. Is this now going to work? Oh dear, isn't this wonderful? I mean, again, I can see you. That's not a fat load of use for this, though, is it? Hang on, let me just stop. Oh, even my camera's stopped. No, it hasn't. My camera's working. Great, the first time I have a very exciting guest, and I've told you how excited I am about it. It's great. Oh, and Justina's watching, who knows about QLab, and he's just enjoying this not working right now.
Well, tell him how to fix it.
Yeah, Justino, how do you fix... I don't think he would even know what I'm doing right now. It's really complicated. Okay, hang on. Christina is a phenomenal person. She is, trust me, she's worth waiting for.
Listen, I'm going to narrate this as Drew Barrymore.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, go on.
First of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. I think the fact that you do this on a daily basis is amazing. Second of all, I'm going very close to the camera to do this, so if it suddenly comes on, everyone can see my face, I will look absolutely crazy.
So good.
Third of all, I don't even understand all of the technology that Kieran has going on right now. He has graphics, he has sound effects, all on Facebook Live, essentially making all of us look like massive pathetic tools who are just singing from their rooms in front of their shower curtains.
I'm loving this so much, but I literally... we had it working before. It's still not working. It's not coming in to...
All right, what, you want to do something else and call me back?
I mean, I rushed through everything deliberately, and hang on.
Wait, am I literally the rest of your show? This could... Okay.
This is what I planned. I wanted to give you most of the show, because you are so fabulous. And now it's...
All right.
Okay, so if this isn't going to work, then the backup option is that I bring you in over here somewhere. Now, let me just do that. I'm going to swap to a different camera.
Guys, if you could see what I was seeing right now. I'm I'm seeing the inner workings. Kieran's home lab.
Hang on, right, this is meant to look so great and everything. This is the whole point of this.
This is also makes you very human. You see, now we feel like you're one of us.
I'm so glad you think this makes me look human, because I'm sweating like there's no tomorrow right now. Right. Okay.
Oh no, your eczema.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's also a thing. Right.
Let's share the more you know. Kieran and I both bond because we both we travel around performing. We both do funny voices, and we both have problems with eczema. So,
yes. And now this looks rubbish, but you know. Anyway, let's have a chat, and it might start working at some point. I'm just going to keep having a look. So this is Christina Bianco, everyone.
A camera through a camera, but it's me.
I promise you, she is here. Let's see if I swap back to this, it might actually look a bit better, and then I'll just find a way of Okay, let's put you here. That looks a little bit nice. I'm really glad you went to the effort of making lots of nice lighting as well, because you can't even see that. This is meant to be really professional, and just before this, we were actually talking about the fact that I want to try and get in touch with some exciting TV studios and stuff, and they're going to watch this and go...
Because it was such a flawless setup.
Right? And I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm actually producing this really impressive setup from home. Great, look at this.
It's okay, they can hear me.
They can, that's the important bit. Now this is the wonderfully, incredibly talented Christina Bianco, everybody. Everyone's saying hello and they're all saying that this is amazing, even though it's all going wrong. I think they're just laughing at my disaster. Christina, you just finished doing an incredible run of Funny Girl in, now I'm going to say this theatre wrong, it's Theatre Maringi? It's not it, is it?
It's with the French pronunciation, you'd say Marigny or Marigny.
Marigny.
Just say Marigny.
Marigny.
You like marinate, but Marigny.
Okay.
I'm sure they'd be thrilled to hear that come out of my mouth.
They're like the French Broadway or West End, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a wonderful, wonderful man working in Paris, but in France, to bring, as he's calling it, West End and Broadway to France. His name is Jean-Luc Chopin, and he is my new favorite human, along with the director choreographer Stephen Mears. They are the ones who, hired me and allowed me to have this incredible experience. It was a full Stephen Mears, as many people know. I don't know what your audience knows about the London and West End theatre scene. He's an Olivier award-winning choreographer and director. And he put together a fantastic West End cast and production team. So it was a West End show that happened to be in Paris that they happened to let this American star in. So it was insane. The show was phenomenal. We were blessed with unanimous, almost never happens, unanimous rave reviews.
Yeah.
The cast and crew were lovely. It was very weird for me, though. You'll find this interesting. Because, we both do a lot of voices and character work. So I, of course, the only American, working with a bunch of Brits. For the first part of the rehearsal process, we were rehearsing in London. And then we moved to Paris, of course, where the theater is, and all of the crew, the wardrobe, the wigs, big wig department, the orchestra, everybody, front of house, everybody there is French. So all day, I hear, Christina, can you help me with this? Really good, really excellent, amazing, really love it, really do. I do not know if you want to pursue really like that. It is your decision. It is not mine. And so basically... And then on stage, they're all trying to do big New York accents, Brooklyn or Jersey. And most of the time it was totally accurate. But, if I was doing a British accent, I wouldn't be perfect all the time. So I was like the honorary dialect coach, like the unofficial, I should say, dialect coach.
The job you didn't sign up for.
How am I supposed to say this? How am I supposed to say this? Well, like this or like this. Like I would help them. So basically, at the end of the day, I have come out of this sounding like a warped Madonna sort of thing, where, I was calling my husband on the phone, and he's like, you need to stop and call me again and start over, because I don't know where you're from. I start a sentence, I'm like, yeah, I had a really good week, it was really good, and then you had some dinner. Like, I can't figure out how to lose this weird European, or pan-European
That's amazing. Well, speaking of voices with the shows, because, of course, Funny Girl, obviously, everyone knows that Fanny Brice was originally Barbra Streisand, right? So
yes, on Broadway and in the film, if that wasn't enough.
Weird, because being an impressionist, obviously, you can, of course, impersonate Barbra Streisand, but I'm assuming you didn't want to. You wanted to do your own swing, and was that weird trying to be yourself, even though you could do it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Many people ask me this, and it's absolutely valid, because when you are known for impersonating somebody, for me it was more scary. I didn't want people to think I was impersonating her when I clearly wasn't. I say that because to me it's obvious that I'm not impersonating her. But people have preconceived notions. People, if I happen to let's just get all technical. The speed of my vibrato is very much the same speed as Barbra Streisand.
Right,
so even singing a regular note could just sound a little bit like her. See, she's impersonating her. Like, I was so nervous that was gonna. I kind of went out of my way to go in the opposite direction for a lot of the show.
Okay.
In the speaking parts, it wasn't so hard. Fanny Bryce is a very, very tough, very feisty, over-animated kind of fast talker. I can do this. That's me. And I do it in my own way, And again, a lot of it is the pattern of New York speech, particularly in that time period. There were only so many ways you could say some of those lines going up and down, because that's what it was intended to be, particularly with the Jewish and local humor. But the rest of it, I went out of my way. It was pretty hard to distance myself from all of my knowledge of the movie, getting Barbra Streisand's voice singing those iconic songs out of my head. I mean, I went the longest stretch of my life not listening to or watching Barbra Streisand because I just couldn't do it. I had to make it my own. I mean, it helps that I physically am nothing like her. So that comparison wasn't going to be there. But again, it's a testament to the great direction that I got from Stephen Meyer, just to make it my own. He really let me do it, and he cast people around me that would lead you. I'm very petite. I'm only 4'11", and so we played that up a little bit. He cast me with these absolute knockouts, like 5'9", all across the board. Legs upon legs, showgirls. So there was a lot of extra humor and different type of comedy that immediately would take me out of anyone thinking of Barbra Streisand. So
it's nice.
Yeah.
And how was it singing that song, the song, every single night to a packed theatre?
Do you mean people or Don't Rain on My Parade?
Well, actually, no, there is people as well. I was talking about Don't Rain on My Parade, but of course there is also people. But like the big 9 o'clock number,
for
Don't
me,
Rain on My Parade.
I mean, for me, the Don't Rain on My Parade is always the big one, just because it's so big and grand, and that orchestra, with a full orchestra, my gosh.
Imagine.
I mean, I've sung that song in my life a million times, like lots of people. Then I've sung parts of it as Barbra Streisand for events and comedy bits. I sang it in the rehearsal room a million times with the pianist, loving it, but still. And I'm telling you, the very first time I stood on that stage, it was, when you're singing through the show for the first time with the orchestra, no costumes, no anything. I was all I could do to get through it without crying, because it was just so thrilling to have that sound, that huge wave of sound, the orchestra right in front of you in this gorgeous theater. And the first time I did it, everyone in the cast was watching and they cheered. And I thought, I'll never get better than this. But you know what, it did, because every night, I think it's a great thing about live theater. It's different every night. And so I could safely say that after 120 performances of that show in front of audiences, that never got old. That never got tired. And the last shows, I was just a bawling mess. And I got through the whole of the first act. And that as soon as I hit the Don't Rain on My Parade, bump, and the audience is cheering and the curtain's falling. Everybody on the side of the stage, all the cast was still there on the side of the stage to cheer, because I knew it was the last time. And I was like, I'm not going to make it through it.
I feel like you're going to cry now just thinking about it.
I know. It's still very fresh, We in showbiz, we have jobs all the time that are so meaningful or so much fun, and some jobs that aren't. But either way, it leaves a great impression on you, a great impact. And usually it's a very short period of time, and you get to know people so closely, particularly doing like 8 shows a week. You get to know these people so well, and you develop these families. And sometimes they're easier to walk away from than others. But this was one of those special things. We were just like, I cannot believe I got this. So I'm like, keep this memory in a little box and like never let it go. And other than being in Paris during the strikes, the transit strikes, which was difficult. I mean, we're talking you couldn't get anywhere, for months on end. I mean, nobody strikes like the French. They know.
Yeah. They are good at it.
I know. I'm always in the UK when there's sort of some transit strike, and I'm always, because the US never strikes. We don't do anything. I'm always like just making fun of the UK, and now I'm like, nope, they got nothing out of the French.
The French are
the only two negative things about my experience were not getting to see quite as much of Paris as I wanted to because of the strikes. But then, of course,
deciding if I couldn't, walk somewhere, or if I couldn't take a train somewhere, I would just walk as far as I can and then eat as much as I could and walk it off. So basically, just too much good food and wine.
I love it.
And no transit. Just
that's
terrible.
amazing.
Terrible.
That's amazing. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. So, of course, Fanny Bryce is a dream role. It is for anybody, right? But have you got any other dream roles? Have you got, what is up there? What is your number one?
Well, it's funny. And Fanny Bryce was always one. I don't have one big one.
Right, okay.
That's a lie. I do. That is a lie. Because I didn't think I'd play Fanny Bryce. I'd been submitted for the role many times and was never called in, not even once.
Wow.
But a role that has slipped through my fingers a few times, usually because of my height, is Eva Perón, Evita. That's the big
wow,
one.
yeah.
So that's a very popular show and a very iconic role. And again, the show is done to death. Sunday in the Park with George, Dot, the show is sort of done to death. So I don't know when I'll get my chance to do that. But there's another show at the role, it's a lesser known show, but the role in the show just hit me like this. And I thought, that's for me. And it's the show Bright Star.
Oh, yeah, I just listened to that for the first time.
Steve Martin. Yeah, Steve Martin is one of the writers of that show.
Yeah.
It's touching, it's beautiful, really great. You really do have to like, country, mountain, Americana music.
Which I love.
And it's a very niche thing. But I would die to play Alice in that show. That's
great.
Probably a better chance of that happening as it's not as coveted a role for many people.
Yeah.
So if any theatre producers watching your show,
I love the fact that you think that this could be the place that they might be. Of all things that you've done, this might be.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly, you never know, exactly. So of course you're not just an amazing actress and singer, you are also an impressionist, as we learned from being doing a lovely voiceover for us then, whilst I had many technical issues. That was wonderful. You do you of course just had a wonderfully successful tour in the UK last year, unlikely interpretation of what we're getting to now. First impressions, of course.
First impressions, yeah.
And in that show and many other shows, you do this very awesome thing that I love watching on your Instagram and everything else. Oh, I think my technology's just fixed itself after all this time. Hang on. I don't want to jinx it, but let's just...
I want you to breathe.
I spoke too soon. No. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, no. Okay. No, I'm still holding you. My arm is really aching, though, so I really hope this does decide it wants to work. Let's just...
I'm sorry, you're getting quite...
Oh, it's working! Oh, my arm. Oh. Hi, everyone that's watching now. This is what it's meant to look like. Christina's meant to be next to me there. It's meant to look great. So, I can finally relax. And now my camera's frozen. I don't even care. That'll fix itself in a second. So, you do this awesome thing, both on your Instagram. If you don't follow Christina, it's XTinaBianco1, am I right?
Yep, that's it.
See? I know these things. I can't believe my camera's now frozen. This is so funny. My technology is going really well tonight.
I can give a play-by-play of what you're doing if you'd like.
It's all right. It'll work itself out in a moment. Let's just see if I can force it to fix itself. No, I can't. I can put you up and my camera will work itself out in a moment. Now they can see you, they can't see me. This is so good. So you do this awesome thing called Unlikely Interpretations, right? And because I would absolutely love to have you do all these different things in my show, I don't want to pay for the rights of music. So I thought...
Understood.
Why don't we do some Unlikely Interpretations with some nursery rhymes that are royalty-free?
I have done this before. Yes, sir.
Thought I'd seen it somewhere.
This will be funny though, because this might be where we find out the difference between American and British.
I was wondering, when I was writing these down earlier, I was wondering that. But see, why my camera's still not working?
Oh my God.
I'm just going to unplug it and plug it back in and see if that'll... Oh.
It's like the IT crowd.
It literally is. Turn it off and turn it back on again. No, it really is not having a good time at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. That's working. And now you're okay. Everything's working for now.
Are we together? I feel this is a big moment. Big moment.
It's not, because you froze.
Are you serious? I froze?
I've done so many calls with other people and it's always fine. I don't know why.
I know, I'm on strong Wi-Fi.
It's not a Wi-Fi. This is my laptop just going, dude, this is a bit much. Right, I'm just gonna go back to what we were doing before because that was working.
Yeah, I'll keep the people entertained.
I'm just gonna hold you again. Sorry, that sounds
Hold me, Kieran, hold me.
So I thought we'll do, like I said, you've done this before, but let's have some fun with it. So
yeah, I honestly don't know what's coming, people.
Yes, I have written these down here. This is all a new surprise. Can you give us Celine Dion singing "The Wheels on the Bus"?
Yes, okay. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Ba, 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 ba.
I love it. That's so good. This is such a fun thing, isn't it? Did you come up with this idea? I don't think I've seen it.
No, the unlikely interpretations, I mean, I call it that. Of course, I chose to hashtag and brand the most, absolute biggest mouthful of a thing. But that's what someone said. It's unlikely, and it's their interpretation of a song.
Right.
So it's, I started doing it because, I had seen people do it before in their own way. The generation, I was right before me, that did the show Forbidden Broadway that I was in. Yes. A lot of the performers in that show would do stuff like this. The great Michael West, who I've worked with, there's a hilarious video of him on YouTube before anybody was doing this sort of thing, where he's singing "We Are the World" as a bunch of people. And then, of course, there's one of my biggest idols, Christine Petty, who does it all the time. Watch some of her stuff. I mean, I'm always asked to do "I Will Survive" in celebrity voices, and I say, no, I can't. No one can top Christine. Just go watch Christine Petty.
That's hers.
She's a goddess. But the first person I ever heard doing this was Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Sammy Davis Jr. would, in the middle of his concert or his sets, particularly his sets with the Rat Pack, he would take a song and sing it as a bunch of his contemporaries, including his fellow Rat Packers. And I remember like eating at the dinner table with my dad. My father worked in radio for a lot of his life, and so he would always choose weird things to play and new bits of music and anything, all these different genres,
Right.
And I remember listening to one night, it was playing Sammy Davis, and I was like, wait, I don't understand. Did he have somebody else guest on this song? And my dad was like, no, that's all Sammy Davis Jr. He's doing all of these voices. And it was just, blew my mind. I think back then it sort of planted the seed. I mean, it's great. It's not easy to sing a Celine Dion song as Celine Dion.
Right,
but I think that the world has seen that sort of parody, and those I call those more. Usually, people that do that tend to get dressed up as this particular artist.
Yeah.
We'd call that an impersonator. Yes. Whereas I'm not an impersonator. I'm an impressionist. I change my voice. I mean, I do believe you should take on the physical mannerisms and characteristics as much as you can. But no matter how hard I try, I'm not going to be, 6 foot in a beanpole like Celine Dion. You have to believe I'm her in that.
Well, that's the oldest joke in the book, isn't it? When these comedians come out and go, and they pick up the mic stand and go, just hang on, I'm just going to move Celine Dion out of the way.
It's exactly right.
That's exactly
that thing, isn't it? Right. And so it's something that I think has an added layer of surprise, because if you can impersonate somebody well enough that the audience recognize them singing something they've never sung before, I think it immediately piques an audience's interest and can keep their interest for a longer duration of time.
Sure.
So I started doing these unlikely interpretations in my shows as some small little bits. But then, I had a couple of YouTube videos go viral where I'm singing like, say, Total Eclipse of the Heart as 19 different people. And it just blew up and went crazy. And now everybody does it. And I'm one of the people, certainly, as I said, by no means the first person to do this, but YouTube analytics will tell you that I started like the resurgence of the impression trend. And so it's really funny, like people talk about numbers and my YouTube videos, I think I have like 25 million views or something on my videos or whatever. And that's nothing. I mean, there's people that have 100 million views on one video. But what I got that a lot of people didn't get was I got a lot of media coverage and media attention. Because at the time, no one had really seen this. So it had been the Impressionist era just sort of like dormant, like nobody was doing it. And so I got very lucky in that regard. So now it's just a fun way for me to keep things fresh.
as I've been doing, like nothing like you with this fancy professional setup, working so beautifully.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
say right now. With I'm holding a laptop, my arm's killing me. Yeah.
But if you can see the massive screens and technology I'm looking at, guys, you have no idea how hard Kieran's working. He's, and so I've been putting out these little videos of me doing quote unquote unlikely interpretations, head-to-head battles like Celine Dion versus singing Wham, and that sort of thing gives people a lot of joy. So, and I've been dabbling. You asked me one question, like a true Italian. I went on for 2 hours. So, if you want me to sing another nursery rhyme, I can do that too.
I have a few others I was going to see if you could do, all right?
Sure.
And these are voices that I know you do and I love, all right? This is
Same
why
as
I've
last
chosen
one.
these.
Okay, great. Let's do it.
Can we have Kristen Chenoweth singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?
Oh, yeah. Okay, now for your viewers who might not know, Kristen Chenoweth is a big Broadway star, Tony Award winner.
And she's best known for playing Glinda in Wicked. She's the original Glinda in Wicked. And she has a voice that sounds like she's a little bit on helium.
She has this huge, massive soprano that comes out of nowhere. She's also in lots of TVs and movies. She's an Emmy Award winner as well. I can't leave that out. So, Twinkle, Twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, oh, I wonder what you are. Thank you so much.
Oh my! I mean, it's just amazing. It's okay,
amazing.
right?
My neighbors haven't thrown me out.
Right? Okay. Can we have?
Or my husband. Thanks, Minnie.
Britney Spears.
Yes.
Singing Incy Wincy Spider.
Oh, we say Itsy Bitsy.
Oh, did you say Itsy Bitsy? Wait.
Incy Wincy. Oh, I can't do that.
Hang on. Do we say Itsy Bitsy? I think we say Itsy Bitsy. I think I'm wrong. I guarantee the comments are about to go crazy with everyone going.
The teensy weensy.
Yeah.
Like, no. Okay.
Itsy spider. The water down in the rain, wash that fire. Get the sun and dry up all the rain. Oh, baby, that is the fire. When up the fire.
Oh, it's just amazing.
Thank y'all.
All right. Okay. Next one. Idina Menzel singing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
She's actually really hard, so I'm backing up because she's going to be loud.
Okay.
Idina Menzel makes everything sound sort of tragic, even if it's not. That's what I think. And you can't see my face, but she's always got, like, sort of crazy eyes, like she's hyper-focused. So, Mary had a little lamb, you said? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, his fleece was white as snow.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. One last one. You did mention your fantastic Instagram competition, which, of course, Liza Minnelli won the overall diva off, didn't she?
She did. I was surprised.
So, we've got to have Liza Minnelli singing Bar Bar Black Sheep.
I usually dance as her, so...
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so the way that I do Liza, which is very, very cliche, is I start it very slow and reflective, as if she was doing the intro to a Cantor and Ebb song from Cabaret. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. One for my mom, one for the Jane, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. 5, 6, 7, 8, black sheep, have you ready for? Yes, sir, 3 bags full.
Yes! This is a round of applause for Christina Bianco right there. Oh, no.
That was like the lowest common denominator.
I've got a random sound effects button, but they're all laughter at the moment. That's an applause. There you go. I don't have any control of what the sound effect's going to be, so you just had two laughters. I apologise if you watch this back. I wasn't laughing at you. I mean, yeah, people, and I don't want to make it about me, because that's not the point of this, but people always say, oh, ventriloquism is always something that I just think is impressive because I couldn't do it. And I always think, do you know, that's a good measure of what a talent is, if you can't do something. There is no way I could impersonate anybody like that. Like, I do voices for a living, and I couldn't do these voices. It blows my mind. It really, you are.
Well, I can't be a ventriloquist, so.
Well, thank God, because you put me out of work if you could.
I'm glad you enjoy it so much. I'm glad.
We did mention Forbidden Broadway before, which I love, right? I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you might think differently, but I think Forbidden Broadway was the thing that kind of made doing voices and impressions a bit cool. Or like, especially with that.
When it comes to singing them, I would say that.
Right.
Yeah, there are lots of sketch comedy shows, and people expect comedians to do a few impressions here and there. But to do it in a heightened way with parody lyrics, it sort of was. Forbidden Broadway, for the people that don't know, it spoofs and parodies and lovingly pokes fun at all the Broadway shows and their stars. Same for the West End.
It's awesome.
2 men and 2 women play essentially every role on Broadway and then some. And the thing is, it's done heightened, but with love and respect, you know. And so I think that when you put it on a stage like that with lights and costumes and whatever, it makes, and of course, Forbidden Broadway's charm was always that it was, even if it had a big budget, it was always done very simplistic, like as if it was low budget, you know, to keep it very intimate.
Yes.
I think that's got to be the thing for me, is that the U.S. doesn't have anything other than the sketch comedy shows like Saturday Night Live, or in Canada SCTV, or theater like Forbidden Broadway doing impressions. People didn't really do it, and in the UK, I would always be sent all these clips even before people were, you know, before they were easily accessible on something like YouTube. I was always told to look up Dead Ringers, and always told to look up the Impression Show, and all these. And but also on British radio, you have an entire culture of radio programs, shows, and stories, and actual ongoing series. The US doesn't have that. So I think that voice work in the UK is sort of like, oh yeah, people do that. Whereas it's very very much forgotten about in the US, unless you're on TV every Saturday doing it. Unless you've been sanctioned as one of the 5 people that's allowed to do impressions. Like, really, it's true. That's sort of the way it is. So I think that's why Forbidden Broadway got a little buzz over the years, of course, 28 years of the show. And I started watching it listening to the CDs when I was a baby, you know. So then when I got a little bit of notoriety for Forbidden Broadway, that little bit of notoriety in the theater community that spanned across some countries, that is what helped catapult my other YouTube videos. So I owe everything to Forbidden Broadway. I really do.
It's amazing. It's really good. Now, one last question, because we've overrun, but people don't care. Everyone's enjoying this way too much. If you could do any other job in the world other than the amazing job that you have, even though we can't do it much right now because isolation and stuff, if you could do anything else, what would you do?
I've got 2.
Okay.
Because somebody else recently asked me this, and I was like, oh God, I can't pick. Of course, one of them I could do now, but the other one I couldn't. I love planning trips. So I want to be like a bespoke trip, not a travel agent. I want to do it for flights. I want to be like, what do you like? And what do you like to eat? What sort of personality are you? You know, do you like strolls? Do you like to eat? And I want to plan every day of your vacation, a different itinerary, if it's raining, or if it's sunny, winter or fall. I love that sort of thing. So I want to plan your trip. The other thing is, I'm not great at it, but I love sugar art. I love cake decorating.
Right.
And so I would do that. I'd be like on those TV shows like Ace of Cakes. Like I would want to work somewhere like that. Be a sugar artist.
Love it. There you go. Thank you so much. What an awesome guest you've been. Everyone say thanks to Christina Bianco. Thanks, Christina.
You can put me
my
down
arm
now.
is killing me. Oh, ow. Oh, God, I hate technology. That's meant to be really great looking and not hurt me, but there you go, that was fun. Thank you so much, Christina Bianco. That's all we got time for today. Of course, it's the weekend, so we're not back tomorrow or Sunday, but I'm back right here, same time, same place, on Monday evening at 7 p.m. So come and join me again. We'll have lots more fun and games, some silly news stories, all of your pet photos you've been sending in. Remember, if you want to send me anything, just send it to me, because I'll put it on the show. I need stuff to do. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay inside, keep washing your hands. We'll see you all on Monday. Thanks, Christina. Bye!